What it is, what it do. It's your boy, the good son. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing fantastic. First and foremost, shout out to you, the notification gang, subscription gang. Thank you for all the love and the support as always. Now, I gotta apologize because it's been a minute since I last checked in with you. Truth is, I've been busy. I've been getting too much money, man. I've just been getting too much money. Um, on a more serious note, all jokes aside, it's been a crazy time in the world right now, and I just had to take some time off just to make sure that the family is good, to make sure that I'm good, and by the grace of God, everyone is well on my side, and I can only hope and pray that as you're listening to this, that you are good, and that all your people are good as well. This too shall pass. But yeah, I'm on lockdown. I'm on quarantine. Right now, I'm on lockdown at home in Eastern Cape, Epizana, where I was born and I was raised. It's funny because I was born and raised this side, but this is probably the longest time that I've spent by myself. The last past 3 weeks, I've never had to spend this much amount of time by myself this side. Because I come from a big family, so there'd always be like at least 10 people here. And then there'll be all these cousins coming over. There'll always be family functions. Either the people will be coming here or I'll be going somewhere else. So this is kind of like literally the first time I've had to spend this much amount of time by myself. And pretty much the man of the house. Actually, it's just me and a few of our workers, just who are still helping us out. But yeah, I've just been going through a lot of healing. I've been going through a period of learning as well, which I wasn't really expecting, to be honest. I was just hoping to just be on lockdown and chilling. But a lot of things have been happening this side, and I've just been going through a lot of things that I've just been learning about myself and about my family as well. The place that I grew up here, it's a very cultural based place, and it was very rural. In 2020, right now it looks good, but I remember when I was growing up, it was very, very rural. We didn't have electricity for the longest time, and I remember I moved to KZN in grade 4 to go study that side with my mom, and we were renting a garage, and that garage felt huge. It felt huge for me at that time. We were renting a garage, we had electricity, and we had running water. So I was, oh man, I thought we had it good. And I had a close friend, who I'm still very close friends with right now, my boy D Money, and I'd come back home with him, and they had a Mercedes, I believe, at that time. Oh, they had a BMW, my bad, at that time, and they also had a PlayStation. And man, I swear, like, I was so mind blown. I was going through so much culture shock at that time because during the week, I'd be riding in his car, getting dropped off at home, and we'd be playing PlayStation and Game Boy. And during the weekend, I'd come back home to literally the dark ages. I'll be lighting candles and riding horses and all these things. And, it was a really, really a culture shock. And I remember, I used to very much dislike coming home because I knew, the life that I was living in KZN. And I'd really, I never really never voiced it out, but I was mad at my parents. I was really mad that, we were focused on buying land and things, and we were focusing on livestock. We were farming. We were out there in the gardens in the hot sun, and I was really mad. I was like, "Yo, why can't we catch up? Why can't we have electricity? Why can't we have running water? Why can't I get a PlayStation?" You know what I'm saying? Like, I really felt, I really felt like we needed to catch up, and I really disliked being at home. Of course, I was a kid. I was very narrow-minded. And looking at it now in 2020, um, the livestock, that my family, that my dad were working so hard on, we turned that into a business. Right now we have a farm. The land that we are buying right now, we are using it to, one of the places we're using it to farm bananas, and I'm distributing those bananas right now to all the local stores, which is which is business as usual for me right now, even through this dark period right now. And I'm looking at it, and I'm just so grateful, to my parents and to my dad as well, just for having that vision. My dad is not a person who has too many words, but is really a man of hard work, and he's a man, who wants to make sure that the family is good and wants to provide. And he never really explained a lot to me as a kid, but I could just, the one thing I did learn from him was hard work and preparing for the future. And when I look at it now in 2020, I look at him with a lot of pride and a lot of respect, just for putting his head down and not allowing himself to be swayed by other things, because he was also a learned person. He traveled a lot, but he still saw value in the things of land, and he saw value in the hard work. And right now, as much as we're on lockdown and there's so many things that are happening in our economy, we are able to still to be financially stable as a family. And we have our own fields and food that we've of course farming and planting, and that's keeping us very much alive right now. And it's just given me a new appreciation of loving yourself, and not being ashamed of who you are and where you come from as well. Because it's so easy to be ashamed of who you are and where you come from, especially when you put yourself in other people's shoes, and when you idolize other people's lives. You tend to not give yourself value, or give the place you come from value, which is what happened to me. Because that did not only affect me then in grade 4 when I was a kid, it became something that I grew up feeling and thinking. But now, in my later years, as I'm becoming more of an adult, I'm really learning to appreciate where I come from and who I am. And it just made me realize that it takes too much energy, and it takes away a lot of strength for you to hate where you start off, and it's really not fair to yourself to do that to yourself, because none of us can control where we start off. Whether you start off in a poor family, whether you start off handicapped, whether you start off sick, whether you start off rich, it's up to no one's control where you are born. It's not up to your control on how you start off life. So it takes too much energy and strength and focus away from yourself for you to hate where you start off. But rather find a way of embracing the place that you start off, so that you can turn that thing into a victory. There's so many stories that I have personally now that I can really look at and really say, man, like, all the things that I disliked, all the things that I wasn't aware of, are actually the things that now that I'm proud of, or the things that have made me become a better person. And we all know, of all the stories of people who use the things that victimize them the most to turn them into motivational stories, to inspirational stories, or they use the things that victimize them the most to overcome the world, or even to strive for more, and even have more ambition to become better people. And I think that just starts off with embracing who you are and loving yourself and loving where you come from as well. So yeah, man, I'm just here on lockdown. I'm just learning these things. I'm just appreciating life. I'm appreciating who I am and where I come from, and one of the things as well that I've just been just laughing at myself actually is, just growing up and spending most of my time outside of home, being in KZN, working and studying in Joburg, and just learning all these different cultures as well as being with different people. I've also just been learning a lot about love, because there was always a joke at home that since I never really spent a lot of time at home, that I'd probably marry like a white girl or a girl that's like very much outside of our culture because I really spend time at home. Then it was always like a running joke that I'll probably get married to like a white person or something. Which kind of almost happened, but that's a story for another day. Um, so I was never really arrogant about that, but because I never really spent too much time at home, I never really had a girlfriend or a love interest this side, and and it's only in this period that I'm actually I'm realizing that there's a lot of beautiful people this side as well, and not that I was really looking down on anyone, but I think because I was always looking forward and I was always relating to people in the city, I never really had time to relate to even the women this side. But now that I've had time to, more time to spend this side, I'm really learning to appreciate people in a different way because as a guy, we focus a lot on looks and appearance. And I did that, of course, subconsciously and consciously a lot with some of the women this side as well. And, now that I'm looking at some of my friends who are this side, who are married and have beautiful families, I've really learned that you should love whoever you want to love and that you should not focus on looks. Because after a few weeks, months, even years, people will stop judging you for how your person looks like, and they'll actually start being envious and jealous of your happiness, because especially right now in this period of lockdown, there are people who are really starting to feel lonely. Now the loneliness is starting to catch up because you can't be booty calling. You know what I'm saying? You can't be going to clubs. You can't be meeting new people. A lot of people, loneliness is starting to set in now, and they're also starting just to realize true partnership and true companionship as well. And I'm not there yet. I've got my own personal reasons of being single right now, but I've just been learning that as well. That there's really a lot of deeper things that a person wasn't really thinking about a few years and even a few months ago. That actually love grows. Love really grows, and sometimes it takes weeks, months, and years to truly begin to appreciate to appreciate love and appreciate that unionship. And looks are so. A friend of mine actually shared this to me while I was having this conversation with him. He said that looks count first, but what is inside matters the most. And I've just been learning that as well right now. That actually, having somebody who's a friend, having somebody that you can trust, having somebody that you can really build a future with is more important than having somebody that you can look good with on the gram. Because at the end of the day, what everyone is jealous of is happiness. Regardless of the looks. The looks can make our heads turn, but happiness is what will make people really jealous and envious as well. So I've been learning that about love as well and companionship. But otherwise, I'm just checking in. Like I said, I hope everyone is good. Hope everyone's fam is doing well. Otherwise, I'll check in with everyone soon. Please take care. Please stay prayerful. Please stay inside as well. Take care of yourself. Otherwise, it's your boy, the good son. I hope you're good. Much love. Peace.